I'll go get some more drinks for the boys.
That's my wife.
Cut my dick off.
I can't believe Snoop is talking about
Do you like the Blue Man Group?
Welcome to the Thread Count Podcast.
I think he's saying Seagram's jib.
Cheryl Crow.
Your ass crack is whack. I want to put it on tap. Thank you, wife.
Oh, it's Mortarigga. You want to put it on tap? Dude, it's growing, dude.
Don't like my cups. You don't like Bill Cosby?
We got that stink, and we're rolling.
Itself.
No, we can't.
Oh, we can't start.
the
Okay,
episode
now
with
we're
that.
rolling.
All right. Welcome to the Thread Count Podcast. My name is Shannon Laleem. I'm here with my co-host.
A little silly JoJo the Cream.
And our guest today is comedian Jared Stein. Welcome, Jared.
Thank you. It's really nice to be here.
J-Dog.
J-Dog. Yeah.
Big J.
And then, of course, our correspondent, Marley,
Right.
who likes to... Joey calls him the pee-pee warmer.
Yeah, he's warming that dick up.
Yeah, I see that.
By the time he's off there, that thing will have inflated like one of those dinosaurs you leave in water.
That's the real
Especially
trick.
since I'm allergic to cats.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay.
That'd be good. That would be good. So, how long have you been doing comedy?
I've been doing comedy seriously, I would say, for 2 years, putting
Yeah.
my heart and soul into it.
Yeah, like since you moved here.
Since I moved here and since all my friends got married, I needed something to do at night.
You were lonely.
I was a lonely man.
What a sad way to start comedy. All my friends got married, so I was like, I guess I'll go to an open mic.
I don't think anyone starts comedy because they're happy.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Like, we started it out of like a really silly, like we liked comedy way. And our friend was
We
doing
had time. It was like post-COVID.
Yeah.
Well, the first time I did it was at just some bar in New York. And I was really drunk, and I just went up because there was a microphone, and I just did a few jokes that I thought were good. It wasn't even an open mic. It was just an empty stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I could do this.
Yeah.
And then I tried it again. I'm like, no, wait, I can't.
You were
Yeah.
headlining.
And
Wow.
then in Florida, though, when I moved here from New York, it's all my friends got married, and I needed something to do at night. And so
Yeah.
this is it.
Yeah. It's interesting because I feel like when you came from New York, everybody thought like you had been an established New York comic, I feel like. And you just were like, sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, put me on a show, I'll prove it. Yeah, it's all about the reputation.
Yeah.
that's
Reputation. Taylor Swift.
Taylor's version.
That's right.
It's coming
Yeah.
soon. It's coming soon.
know it.
Any day now.
Is that a new thing by her?
No, so I don't know if you know this, but like Taylor Swift, her first 5 albums were like bought by a guy who sexually assaulted her, and like under her nose, like without her consent, and she wasn't given the opportunity to buy them. And so what she decided to do was she was going to re-record those first 5 albums so that she owns like the
cool.
masters and can make the money off of them and not him.
Yeah, nice.
So she's done it with 3 of the 5 so far.
Cool.
So the next one's supposed to be potentially 2 of them. So that's what Joey was bringing up. Joey's into the lore. On from Taylor Swift, because I think
Dorothy,
everyone
yeah.
hates Taylor Swift.
But yeah, I was never an established comic ever.
Wow,
Yep.
cool. And what made you like start comedy? Like what? Like just being Jewish or?
Yeah. It was either that or be a rabbi, and I just don't know Hebrew.
Yeah.
It was I don't know. I was always funny, you know.
Yeah.
And then I always wanted to write a book, but I don't have the patience. So I was like, I could just say sentences out loud
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
do it that way.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're also a therapist.
That's right. Like every hipster, though, I always wanted to be an author.
an author.
But
Oh, wow.
comedy was easier.
Wow.
What's the funniest thing you've ever done to someone?
Oh.
Where you just been like, I destroyed whatever situation this is with this funny thing I did.
Oh, like a practical joke?
Well, just like, what did you do to someone that was funny?
Oh, I remember at a party in high school, we were having a party at someone's house, and their mom came home, and the whole party stopped, and the mom was in the middle of everyone yelling about how she didn't approve of any of this, and what were we doing, and then it was all silent after her little diatribe.
What did you do?
And it was completely silent, and I go, "What's the policy on cocaine?" And the whole place
shit.
erupted in
Yeah,
laughter.
yeah.
And she pulled me out like by the ear.
Oh my god!
But
and you look like a baller. You're
to
like,
cheers.
oh man, I'm getting
Yeah.
pussy later.
And you were like, you
And-
should have pulled me by the nose. It's already numb.
yeah.
And it was just like, I was like,
Was the mom good looking?
No, it was
Oh,
the girl and the mom. They reminded me of the movie Carrie.
Mm.
Like she was like an ultra conservative mom and like an ultra conservative girl who was like tricked into having a party. I know
I've
that didn't
never
happen in
seen
Carrie,
Carrie.
but what I mean is
I
like
don't
the mom
like
seemed
blood.
like she would lock the daughter in a closet and like,
yeah.
you know, they're all gonna laugh at you.
I'm
kinda
super
thing.
squeamish. I can't do blood
But
stuff.
for 2 minutes, I was the coolest kid in school.
Wow. Did you make out with anyone that night?
Yes, I did actually.
Yeah.
Dang.
And I think that might have been my first kiss ever
Yeah. You
Yeah.
were like, my dick's big.
at the age of 18.
Yeah, you were chubbed.
That's right.
You got double chubbed.
Bait team.
Was it before the
No, I think it
joke or
was after. I think like it was like the tail end of high school, and I finally solidified my role,
You
and
were
then it was
like-
over.
I'm not gay.
And everybody else said, "Jury's out."
Damn. And now, was this, you're from Boca?
Yeah, I'm
or
from
what?
Boca.
Okay,
Yep.
so this was like a Boca mother.
It was a Boca mother,
Ooh.
and yeah.
I have a
remember-
similar story to someone coming in somewhere and me just yelling something and it getting a huge pop, but then the person cried for a while. So.
I've
Oh
done
wait,
that
tell
too.
this one. Yeah.
I'm not going to tell the names,
No,
but
you don't need to tell the names. I
like
know.
this girl came to this party and we were all, this must have been at like 2 a.m. We were all like drinking in high school and we were like blasted. No one's at this house. Like this girl comes down the stairs of this like suburban basement and I'm just like, the dick sucking machine has arrived.
That poor girl. I could picture her getting
And then
ready
she
for the
was
party.
in the
She's-
bathroom like crying for like a long time. And I remember like going up and being like, I was like obviously blasted, so I couldn't really apologize, but I was like, I'm sorry, like I didn't mean it, I'm sorry. And they're like, get the fuck out of here.
Oh, you got kicked out?
No, I
no,
mean,
like the friends.
I wasn't gonna
like-
get kicked
Oh.
out because I was like the buddy of the dude having the thing, and she was just a fucking
the dick
cum
sucking
goblin
machine.
there. Yeah. No, it's just I
I
done a lot of
remember
things like that. I
another
mean.
story kind of like that where
Yeah.
it involved a party and a crowd becoming silent. Was I had a party in my apartment in New York when I first moved there, and this kid who was in my fraternity was there, and he's like, Stein, you're so awkward, and I just was over it, and so I started to like, I destroyed him in front of like all the people at the party, and I was like salivating. I was like,
Wait, verbally or mentally?
verbally.
I mean, wait, that's the same thing. I meant physically.
No, not physically, but I was just like, I know you think you're doing that because you think it'll ingratiate you with people, but I think you could probably tell right now that like people already don't like you and this isn't going to help. And then like by the time I was finished, I realized that like I was the only one talking.
Yeah.
And then
You were just destroying him, and everyone's listening,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh shit!" And this kid's
And
like,
he was-
"I'm
yeah,
gonna kill myself later."
he did that and I was like, "Oh shit, sorry man. Was that like too rough?" And he did that thing where he's like so like, you know, like he's about
Oh
to cry.
shit! And you're like, "Oh." Fuck,
And then I was like,
bro.
"Oh fuck." And then someone in the back goes, "You know he's right." And it was perfect punchline to that.
Damn.
But he never said
Oh,
anything to me again.
Oh damn! You were
Well,
like,
you have the
no more
power of
stuff.
words, man.
Yeah, I suppose.
I couldn't. I would be the kid crying. I'd be like, and then run away probably.
Mm-hmm.
High school parties actually were like some really crazy parties. Like when I was growing up, because I was in, I went to Catholic high school, and so all these people's parents like didn't care and had like second homes.
Mm-hmm.
So like they would go out of town and like people would throw ragers. Like the most insane parties I like ever went to, like to date, are the ones I went to in high school.
I was only like I was like 5'4" throughout high school to 5'7", and so like, and I looked really young, so there was so much stuff going on that I just never knew about, you know,
I
until
was
the end.
5'4".
I really was. I was like, I looked like I was 10 when I was 14.
Same.
I remember going out with friends and I got a kids menu. It was the worst thing. That's probably when it was like, I need humor.
I need humor. I need something.
I
more
need
in my
something
life.
more. Yeah.
Damn,
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy. So did you get like bullied for being like tiny, or
Not like shoved in lockers, but like made fun of or just like not included, I'd say.
yeah.
I'm sure people can relate.
Yeah, Joey was like part of like the very popular crowd actually in school.
Oh yeah, you knew each other.
Yeah, Joey.
I was friends with everyone. I'd say
You were friends with everyone, but your friends were the meanest people in the high school.
Yeah, I had some mean friends. I was protected because my friends were the mean ones, so I was lucky.
Oh, that's cool.
And
Yeah.
I was protected because my brother could murder people.
I was afraid
Or
of her
so people
brother.
thought. So people thought my brother. I mean, maybe he like.
I would
bashed
do
them
crazy
It
shit.
goes back to that reputation.
I would do crazy
matter what's
shit
real.
and humiliate myself for like my friends.
Oh, cool.
Like
do
to
that
get
now.
in with the
Yeah.
wild, the bad boys. I gotta do I gotta get naked. I gotta take my pee out. That's pretty much my whole high school was. Yeah.
Joey's done a lot of like weird.
I've done
shit.
a lot of weird shit. I streaked when I was in like freshman of high school, and then like the seniors like caught us, me and my buddy, naked, and then just like took our clothes and started whipping us with it, and we were just
Wow.
gonna whip down the ground naked. Man, those days.
Yeah.
Dicks out
The
days.
trauma.
Yeah.
The dicks out days.
The Dicks Out days, yeah.
Yeah.
That should be your biography.
Dicks out days.
The Dicks Out days.
Yeah. What are you doing? Work?
I'm doing work. I'm sorry.
Did you get hit up for work right now?
Because
Fucking loser.
I'm fucking sorry. This is the last thing.
Now, is this your first time in a bed with 3 people?
Probably not.
Probably not. I like how vague that is.
Oh shit.
Dude,
we never get that.
First time with a male and a female though.
Oh, okay. Usually it's 2 men.
Walked right into that one. I'm sorry, but it's not your fantasy. So
No, it's your fantasy. 2 women. No.
yeah. Oh, you
3
mean
women.
I thought you meant in my mind. Is this the first time? Every morning, I'm like, oh, I wish.
Every morning I wish I was in a bed
Yeah.
with a married couple.
Right.
That's a very Florida
So
thing.
physically, yes. Mentally, no.
Yeah.
Very Florida thing. That's right. Upside down pineapple and stuff.
Yeah. And
I'm so
like,
sorry. I'm sorry I did the work thing. That won't happen again.
shame to you.
I know, dude. I need to get out of this. Let me out.
Ignore it. That's what I do. I'm like an ignorer.
Yep.
Very good at ignoring work. You're a therapist. Give us therapy right now.
Yeah. I think it all
Yeah, I
started
need
when you were
therapy.
getting whipped naked by
Yeah,
a couple of
yeah.
men. That's my
They were doing
hypothesis.
it playfully though, which was nice.
Well,
you know what I
playful
mean?
For
They
one, maybe
they
traumatic.
didn't hurt us. Like they
Right.
were fucking with us maybe a little bit, but like they weren't bad enough kids to like really hurt us
Right,
and
but-
then like to have sex with us in the woods too.
Although you may not see the scars, that doesn't mean that they don't exist.
Oh shit!
I'm just kidding.
Do you say these things?
No, I'm just trying
I
to be
need therapy,
stereotypical.
dude. Can you give me? Can we do this? Is this legal?
This is a marriage therapy live.
Yeah.
We're gonna just stream our therapy.
Why do I have OCD?
What? I don't know.
I'm always rubbing this thing. I have this thing that I rub.
That's above my pay grade.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
You don't do OCD.
Well, at least
what do
need
you
another
what do you
session.
like typically like with therapy? Do you like specialize in like a particular?
Well, yeah, mostly it's most people just come in because they're depressed and anxious or don't feel control over their life, and my whole thing is trying to get control of that whatever is underlying the anxiety,
Yeah.
rather than like the Band-Aid type thing where it's like just tell yourself it's okay. It's like no, you got to take control of the stuff because the anxiety is telling you something,
Yeah.
Oh.
but it like whatever you're focusing on may not be it.
Interesting. Very interesting.
But it's definitely telling you something's amiss, but it may not be that like it may not be this social situation, you know.
Do you have any
Really?
like crazy like stories of your time in therapy, whether it be like training in school or?
Well, I just remember it's just wild talking to someone who has murdered someone else, like literally a murderer, and now they're just like totally at peace and totally cool, and like you're talking to them one-on-one, and it's just wild because you think of murderers, I guess, as these people you'd never be able to relate to.
Scary. Yeah.
Yeah, it's scary, but they made a mistake and now they're just living
Now
the rest of
they're
their life.
relieved.
Are they ever like, I didn't make
You know,
a
you
mistake?
might be in bed with a murderer. You never know.
Oh.
Are they ever?
They've
don't
gotten
know.
pure relief.
Yeah, yeah,
like
exactly.
murder is pure
Exactly.
relief. Like murder is
It's
enlightenment.
Yeah, but it's just I guess it was just a different time in their life, I mean, so to speak.
Reverse
Dang.
Buddhism.
Yeah.
Have you ever talked to someone and you're like, this guy's like a piece of shit?
Oh, no.
Oh, really?
No, well,
You always sympathize.
professionally. Well, yeah, I mean everyone's just dealing with their own stuff in
No.
in their own way.
Is it all
No
from-
one goes out there trying to be a piece of shit, you know? It's
Do you
just,
ever put someone on a couch and you're like, remember, and they're like, oh my God, I ate all those
No.
Snickers and then puked on my
No, there
ass."
was a time in the 70s where like these they were trying to like get into the people's subconscious with like all this hypnotherapy, and people were remembering false memories, and it was like
Yes.
destroying families.
Yes.
Like this
yes,
girl
yes,
thought that her
yes.
father was in like a cult, and they were all sexually assaulting her, and it turned out it never ever happened.
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa, what?
I've heard
Yeah,
stuff like this. Yeah.
I remember that from school. Yeah.
Whoa.
False memories. Is
So
like a weird-
it's best, yeah, and it's best to go into a therapy session with, you know, we're supposed to withhold a lot of judgment, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone's doing things because they were taught it or because it's,
Is it taxing on you?
no, actually,
Really?
it was.
Do you feel better about yourself after you're like, "Pff, that person's fucked up?
No, if anything, I see a lot of myself in people, but
Dang.
I do believe that no, it's not taxing, and I think that's what makes me valuable as a therapist is that like I don't live in the stories, but I'm able to remain a third party perspective. Kind of like it's kind of like when you read a book and horrible things are happening in the book.
You're
You
just, like-
realize that, but you're not living in that, right? And you're able to step out and kind of analyze what's going on.
Yeah.
And I think that's the important thing.
Yeah, you analyze it.
That's right.
Yeah.
now, like how
Very good.
frequently?
Yeah.
How frequently do you see like a client?
Oh, I will see anyone, anytime.
Yeah,
But I
do you
see
see
them
anyone like
daily.
how
Oh,
frequently?
how frequently do I see a specific
Like,
client?
is there
Once a week.
somebody you see like more than once a week is the most?
Generally with insurance, you could only see them once a week. But if someone was self-pay and they wanted to see me twice a week, I would do it. It's probably not like the healthiest, although there are forms of therapy where you see the guy 5 times a week.
Yeah.
But what I do is I usually see people once a week, and they could call me whenever they want. So like
Now, like Freaky Friday, you know that Freaky Friday? Have you seen that,
that
movie?
music video?
Freaky Friday, the movie.
Oh no, not the movie.
Oh.
Where Lindsay Lohan
yeah,
trades
well, 'cause
places
her,
with the girl
her
from
mom,
Halloween.
her mom is like a therapist or something, and she has like some crazy patient she sees every day. And
In psychoanalysis, you see the person every day, at least in the traditional sense. The Freudian stuff. I hope I'm saying all this right, because there's going to be some guy watching me.
I'm
like,
gonna
this
need
guy
to
has no
rewatch
idea
this.
what.
I'm going to watch this like 10
Yeah.
times.
No, we don't really get that many trolls. The trolls will just be like,
You're not fun.
"Those are 3 ugly men," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know."
Or 3 ugly bitches.
He probably just goes to every podcast and he's like, "Those are 2 ugly men. Those are 3 ugly men."
Yeah.
He just has that in
Yeah,
the
like
pocket.
that's his his
That's his
one
thing,
thing.
yeah.
Well, it's like every time, like I feel like there's so many people that just have the saved reply of "women aren't funny, women aren't funny," and I'm like,
I think ugly people
This is a
probably
great
fuck way more
clip.
than not ugly people.
That may be true.
The uglies be fucking.
Because they all exist in a group together.
Yeah, they're all in the same category, and there's like once it starts to taper down, like if you're like the top prime like dick or vagina, you're up here, and then as soon as it gets to a certain level, it's like a cascade of like anything goes, and you could have like midgets banging giants.
Yeah, maybe
spinning
you do
them
need
around
some
on your
therapy.
dick like a.
No, but maybe because if you're like extremely good looking, you could only hang out with like a very particular crowd, and those people think they're too good for you, and then
Good-looking people are just like, I don't know. They deserve to be like attacked by now.
says Joey.
it reminds me of that Twilight Zone episode where
But I'm
there's
not like
that
them.
girl and she's getting plastic surgery, and they take off her bandages, and they're like, "Oh my God, she's still ugly," and it shows her, and she's actually gorgeous, and the doctors are really ugly.
Oh
Do you remember that?
no!
Oh,
What is that?
It's called Eye of the Beholder. It's from the Twilight Zone.
Oh shit!
But,
the beehole holder.
But oh yeah,
The beehole.
you're very
holder.
good at that.
That's
Holder.
That's the only thing I can do is think of words inside of other words.
That's cool. You're like Dick
The
Cavett.
beehole.
Yeah, I got a dick cabbage. I'll fuck a cabbage with my. What did you say?
Dick Cavett.
Who is that?
He's a interviewer from the 70s, and he was able to, I think, find words within words
Do you watch like old films?
all the time.
Dude, I knew it, dude. What
In
else
black
do you
and
do?
white.
Yeah.
Yeah, in black and white.
Now you
I
spent
do.
time in Paris, right? You lived there.
I
for
did.
6
live in
months.
Paris for 6 months.
Oh,
yeah.
tell me like
Paris.
a crazy Paris story or like something.
Okay,
that
so
You fuck armpits up there?
what?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, we call it l'armpit. But
Le Petit.
le pit. Yeah. So it may surprise you to know this, but I used to be a real big hipster. Now that may be shocking.
Used to.
Used to. Still wear my stroke shirt,
the
you know, for old time's sake. But yeah, lived in Paris, and I lived with a woman and her son, and it's not like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Not nearly as cool as it sounds, but we were just
I
outside
mean-
of Paris in this like old hunting lodge. It's pretty cool. And I just moved there because I thought if I went there, I'd be like an author. And then it turns out that's not true at all.
What are you guys hunting out there? What were they hunting?
No, it was just that's just where they lived. That's I think.
Did you speak French before you moved
No.
there? Or?
Nope.
You
Then
just,
I just moved. Like it was just something that I always wanted to do because I never lived abroad in college, which everyone else seemed to do. And then I wasn't doing much else. So, but it was free. I just signed up online, and these people decided to take me in.
Damn.
Yeah.
you lived for free, like housing.
Yeah, I just lived in their house.
For what exchange?
Make sure you keep that mic in front of you, ding dong, when you turn to just.
Oh, sorry.
No,
I was
it's
supposed to. I was supposed to like help them learn English. So we would speak in English, and then I remember one time I helped the kid with his English assignment, and then he got a C on it. I really fucked it up.
Oh shit!
And they were like, "We might have
Yeah.
to charge you $100."
Yeah,
for
exactly. They're like, we got to really rethink this thing. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. The best memory I have in Paris was that I was just walking alone, and I was eating at this cafe alone, and I heard this man and woman talking in English, and I was like, "Oh, it's so nice to hear English." And it was this old man and his like young wife, I guess, and they invited me out, and we just got shit-faced all day.
Yeah.
All day, just smoking cigarettes and drinking.
Yeah.
And
Then you ended up in a bed similar to this.
I wish, but no, it was just like we were just getting wasted. I remember one thing about this guy would be that he would have a rum and Coke, and when it got halfway, he wouldn't fill it with more Coke. He'd just continue to fill it with more rum.
Damn.
And he would cough really loud, and whenever he would cough, he'd go, "Oh, time for another one," and he'd smoke another cigarette. And it was really an incredible,
Crazy, dude.
really incredible thing.
Europe. Oh wait,
No, he was American. He
Yeah.
was a guy. I always wish I could find him again, forever and ever. I always wished he looked like Ernest Hemingway. He had like a white beard, and he had won like an Ernest Hemingway lookalike contest.
Dude, it's wild the people you'll have like these small encounters with that it's like it could be like a passing by funny thing. It could just be like, I don't know, something, you walking by something and something happening and it like be crazy, and then all of a sudden it's like you never see them again.
Right.
We have people on vacation that we like formed relationships with, you never see again.
Yeah, I just remember, and then at the end of the day, they're like, "We have to catch a train." I'm like, "Me too." We left, and that was it. And I always wish to see like him
Yeah.
somewhere, but I doubt it.
It's a big world.
Yeah,
When was this? Like in
2016 or something. So he didn't seem that healthy then. So I don't know.
Oh.
10 years down the line.
R.I.P.
But if you're out there, man,
R.I.P. Smokey Ernest.
Yeah. Andy Kaufman.
forget what his name. Yeah. Tim and Melody. I remember that.
Tim and Melody. Wow,
Yeah.
What a name that
Andy
is.
Cough Drop.
No, not Tim and Melody. It was Tim and Melody. His name wasn't Tim and Melanie.
Oh yeah, no, Tim and his
Melody,
wife.
yeah.
No, I got that. Like, dude, what?
Yeah.
I just think Melanie, not
Melody.
Melody. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yep. And then he told me, he goes like, piss on a post and mark your territory. And I thought, That sounds cool, but I have no idea what that means.
He
But I
means
just
just
remember
like,
that.
let's take a piss together. Let me see your dick.
I think he just wanted to piss together. You're right.
He wanted to see if you were bigger than him.
That's right.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was. I mean, mostly in Paris, I was just walking around drinking with random people in hostels. hmm
Just like
Were any of them hostile?
Most of them were non-hostile,
Okay.
but they lived there.
Have you seen the movie Hostel?
I have.
Dude, that movie scarred me. Why would they make that movie? Pieces of shit.
I think it's supposed to be like a 70s grindhouse thing of just pure violence.
Yeah, just like people torturing like.
Yeah, I
Is
never
anyone
liked that
jerking
stuff.
off to that, dude. Do you have patients that jerk off to that kind of stuff?
A lot of people don't really talk about jerking off, but
Oh, really?
Really?
I don't know. I think most people are jerking off, just not to that.
Yeah,
Probably to the
hopefully.
beginning of the movie, but not the part where everyone's getting tortured.
I don't remember enough of that movie to remember anything other than the torture. I don't like that.
You don't
Yeah.
have any porn addicts?
Let me think.
Anyone's like, my dick is pulping. It turned into pulp.
Porn addicts. No, I wrote a bunch of papers on porn addiction,
Yeah.
but I didn't. Most of the addicts I've seen were heroin.
What do you
Yeah.
think about porn? Are you like against it? Are you like it's bad for the psyche?
I think it probably is bad for the psyche.
It's like
In general.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
But you partake.
I think.
Can you stop? Can I? So
Well,
if,
I think
if
anything
I
that-
watch way less porn than I once did, will I ever be back to normal?
Yes.
Can I repair my life?
Yes. Well, first of all, I think anything that shoots massive amounts of dopamine with little work is probably bad for you. If you think of all the things that do that, they're probably not the best for you.
But what
Right?
about like love?
But that takes work.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
He's like, loving me is easy. That
Yeah.
doesn't take my joy.
Well, yeah, loving you is easy because you're beautiful, but I
Oh
think
wait, did you just say? Did you
Yeah.
mean to say that lyric?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you were saying it by accident.
But,
like that's crazy.
Yeah, but I do remember reading one thing where if someone, if they start watching porn on a Monday, by Friday, the porn they watch will be much more intense than the porn they started with. Not saying that it goes to hostile territory, but it
Yeah.
will be more intense. And then if they take a break, it'll go back to that Monday porn.
It's like the longer you're married, the weirder the sex gets.
Because I
think
feel
it's
like
more
I
like-
have been trying to watch. Oh, what?
I'm sorry.
No,
I
no,
have to
no,
bring this
no.
up.
No,
Shannon
no.
was silencing
No, I was
me.
telling Joey you're
Talks too much.
you keep talking
You're
over.
always
Joey.
talking
He
too
does
much.
this. He does
I think it's more like it's not that it gets weirder because it gets boring. I think it's more that like it's with any drug, the more you use it, the more you need, or the more intensity you need, and then you take a break and you could go back. Like if you ever stop drinking for a few days and then you try to drink the same.
Yeah.
So I think that's the same thing with porn. And again, I hope some of this is right,
that.
and I'm not just
I hope
making
it
it
is
up.
too. It makes me hopeful.
It all makes sense to
I
me.
mean,
what if,
I
like-
guess it makes sense.
Yeah.
Is that like the longer you space between it, maybe the more vanilla it gets, but then the more frequent it is, the more you build
Right.
up to the weird stuff.
Yep.
So if I save myself for a long time and don't watch nothing, don't touch nothing, I'm gonna bust.
That's
True.
exactly right.
Really?
true,
My
yeah.
nuts are gonna just corrupt themselves. It's gonna be fucking crowd strike on my nuts.
Yeah.
Joey thinks he needs to be milked like weekly.
What?
I think that's most men probably.
He's like, it needs to
Weekly?
be.
Are you kidding me? By the hour?
I'm talking about outside of what you do when I'm at the mics.
Yeah,
Usually
this-
with you.
My husband's so
This
excited.
is all
that
you
I
can
do-
milk buffet in here
Yeah.
when she's out of here.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
I've probably milked right where you're sitting, bro.
Oh, wonderful. I knew I felt
Me
a certain
too.
energy here.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that should be our time.
Yeah. See you next week. Yeah.
Yeah, right in front of the window. But yeah, there's a lot of research, I guess, that says too much porn is bad. I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't buy it. No.
I don't buy it. I think I'm all right.
I think I'm just fine.
I think my sex habits are just fine. I don't blame
Right,
the porn.
Dr. Cohen? I told you I'm fine.
I blame the porn, not the molestation.
Yep. But I don't think I've ever had I don't think I've ever had a porn addict. But
thing that you
Wow.
know of.
No,
Someone
they
was
would
probably
tell me.
talking to you, and they're like, "Listen, man, I'm fucking tired. I'm having a hard time right now."
No, I would have to put a stop to that.
Oh wait, did you tell me this before that somebody tried to masturbate on? Because you do a lot of Zoom.
Oh, I think I've had patients feel for me, but I don't think anyone's actually masturbated on camera.
Because I feel like I've heard that has happened to people before when
Yeah.
like they're a therapist that does like Zoom meetings.
I could see that. I mean, I know where in the last place I worked, I know people would like go to the bathroom on camera, and the therapist would be like, "You can't do that. Like, what the fuck do you think this is?" Like, yeah, and that's the type of stuff you just have to shut down immediately.
I take phone
Imagine-
calls on the toilet all the time.
Yeah,
Well,
but
it's
on
different.
Zoom, it's like if we were doing this, and it was like the
I do it. I definitely will take a
the
poop.
ply count, and we're all just like taking shits.
Imagine if you just did a full therapy session with me. I was like across from you in a video thing, and at one point I just stand up, and like it's got a full body shot of me, but I stand up and my pants are off, and I just shit.
See, this
And
is
you
why I
just-
say that porn could be dangerous
Yeah, yeah,
because.
Yeah.
But imagine that.
I love like a good poop where it just comes out and like there's no like like it's just over quick.
I have taken a poop like on FaceTime with someone before for sure.
Because they wanted you to?
Consensually.
Did you? Was it consensual or did you?
Want this, by the way? I'm
Oh,
sorry.
sure, my
you
bottle.
can like.
No,
put
I
it
think
on
I
the-
did it to my little brother one time. Like we were on FaceTime, and then I was just like, I was holding it where you couldn't see the toilet.
Oh, but he didn't know. I'm sure
I
he
told
knew.
him afterwards. I said I just pooped and I flushed.
I used to send poop pics a lot.
yeah.
So you?
I'm back and forth.
That's
I'm
love.
sure we did, but also to my buddies.
See, remember I told you love takes work? It's stuff like that.
Takes looking at poopies.
Yeah.
and
I mean,
saying,
once you see that from a person, like,
Yeah.
everything else
My
is just.
insides.
Right.
Hey, I made that.
Yeah, you should be proud.
that's
Yeah.
homemade. That's homemade,
Look, Mom,
Daddy.
look what I brought to you, Mom.
Is that something you would do as a kid?
No, one time I bit into a snowball I made, and it had dog shit in it.
Whoa, what a surprise.
It tasted like chemicals. It tasted like you bite into a vitamin. Honestly, it tasted like so. I was like,
Well, I guess
noticed
what
it
are they
right away.
eating?
I
They're
was
just
like-
eating.
I was like, that's not right. What is this? And then like,
Did someone give you it?
no. So there's a movie Snow Day, and I'm pretty sure in the movie, unless this is all a false memory callback, they would take snowballs and fill them with jelly and then throw them at people. So. You know, like kids do. They see something on a movie. They're like, okay, I can build snowballs
Sure.
here. Go into my backyard where my dog shits and pisses everywhere. Take some of that fucking nasty snow, put jelly in it, bite it, and there was shit in it.
Wow,
It was rough.
it sounds rough.
Only happened
Literally,
once.
it was rough.
Yeah.
Because it was dog poop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then I made my
You
dog
took a
eat
bite
it.
of dog poop.
I go,
That's
"Hey."
rough.
You made who eat it?
Yeah, I made my dog eat it.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
I think
you gotta eat my dog shit. Eat your own shit, dog.
more and more of your story, it's putting everything in perspective.
No, I'm lying about all
Joey's
that stuff.
gonna have a-
Besides, I did eat the shit. But I
Right.
didn't make my dog eat it.
No, I know.
Yeah.
That wasn't making your dog eat it was not the concerning part. Yeah.
Joey's gonna have a diagnosis by the end of this pod.
Yeah.
What I got?
So
What don't you have?
yeah, good question. I asked myself the same thing.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit about comedy. Oh, what comedians like are you into? Like, who do you like that are like big comics?
Well, when I'm in my car thinking about like bits and I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna work so well.
Yeah.
I picture myself talking like Louis, and then when I get on stage, I can't. But
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Louis, I think is just the greatest.
I
In the
love
way
him.
that like it's almost like you're having a conversation with him, but you don't need to say anything.
yeah,
You know, it's just it feels like you're just sitting one on one with him. And then in my mind, when I'm doing it in the car, when I'm like thinking of things, I'm like, it's killing, you know.
Very,
And then you get up there, and I'm like, so I've been, you know,
Yeah.
driving in the car, and like it just
Yeah.
doesn't hit the same.
yeah. Louis is my favorite too. I'd say. Yeah.
And then Mark Normand, of course.
yeah, that's my other favorite.
I remember running into
Right.
him in New York, and he was always very nice to me. So
Wow.
I forever like him.
yeah.
Yeah, when
I-
someone's nice who's big, it's like
Yeah, exactly.
That does help. Like I feel like some of the comedians, like, it's surprising how like accessible they are in a way, where it's like you can meet like all the biggest comedians. It's very easy to meet those people or to know those people, and a lot of times they're very friendly with their fans.
I found the egos among like the big comedians I've met to be much smaller than the ones of the people in like who are not as big.
More small
Open mic.
circle, yeah.
Seriously,
Big comedians have less of a ego than
I guess
open mic
they don't have to
comics.
prove anything to
Yeah.
us, right? They're like, I know where I am,
Yeah.
so they don't have to. But yeah, I remember Mark Norman once. I saw him at the Stand in New York, and I ran into him after he went up, and I asked if I could walk around with him to the rest of his gigs, and he let me.
That's
And,
crazy.
and then I saw him like kill, and then I saw him do less well, and like he taught me this lesson that like, you know, he knows that he could kill, and he was giving everything he could to this crowd. They just weren't taking it, and like not to take that personally, and I just thought that was
the
so
crowd,
cool. Yeah. It was, I don't know, it was just cool to see.
Wow.
And the way that he just moves on from it and then kills the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is like such a good like perspective for somebody in comedy to have, because I think like some people are like, nah, like if this joke is good, it will kill everywhere. And it's like, that's not really true though.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like that's not really true. Like some jokes like will kill like consistently, but like you get in a room where it's like something's off. Maybe you're off too, like sometimes, but
Yeah, maybe you're jerking off.
the room, the comic before,
Best
the
color man in the biz.
Yeah.
bad service
Yep.
at the venue. Like it's like a lot of things can tick people
And
off.
I think what I tend to do, and maybe others too, is that like I view each show as like the be all end all. It's like if I have a good show, I'm like, I am the fucking man. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
can I
yeah.
curse?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm the fucking man. And then like I have a bad show, I'm like, I can never do this. It's never gonna work. But what he taught me at like during that time was that it kind of exists more on a timeline.
Yeah.
And like if there's anyone you're gonna take advice from, it's like he's like the top. So
It's comedy is a roller coaster. That's
really
for
is.
sure. Because like sometimes you're like, fuck yeah, that was great. Like and then like then you go somewhere else and you're like, wow, I'm fucking embarrassed. What am I doing with my life?
Right, exactly.
Why am I not funnier?
And
Put in so much work.
I used to think the worst were when you would like kill at a show, then get off, and like nothing would happen. You know, you're like, oh, that was the one where someone's gonna come up to me and be like, "Hey, kid, you got it,"
Yeah.
and then you just get off. One guy told me once, if you kill, never leave the little venue you're in, because as long as you're in there, you're the guy that killed. Once you step outside, you're just the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta like hang around till the end of the show so people can be like, you were my favorite.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, it's not really cool when people do that in a sense, but it feels so
It
good
feels
when
so
it's
good.
you.
It feels so good.
when it's you.
I wonder if that carries on like throughout, like even if you were the biggest ever, like when people come up to you, like say someone comes up to Taylor Swift and they're like, I love you. I wonder if it feels the same where she's like, I know you're saying that, but like, do you know me?
Do you
Or
think
like,
it gets old? Well, in the same, I don't think it truly does, in the same sense that I think the hate
True.
affects like those people too.
right.
Like the people at the top, like I think the hate affects them like the same way like minor hate that someone locally might receive.
I agree. I could see that. Yeah.
It's aggravating. You just want to be like, get the fuck out of my life, you people. Let's blast them off to Asia.
You know, it probably evens out in a lot of ways, because I feel like being somebody that's like so praised, but also so like it's like Louis so praised, but also so hated by so
Right.
many too, and like that can't like not fuck with your head. Like these are real people.
Yeah. I guess the praise is more like, oh, I love you. And then the hate is more specific to you, right? It's
Yeah.
like more targeted to something that you probably feel already,
Yeah,
right? The love is just this general,
picking.
you're
on
awesome, you're talented. The hate is like, you are like, this little thing you did, you're a piece of shit. And you go,
Yeah.
oh, maybe that's true.
and you're like, damn, they're kind of right.
Yeah.
You know, like
I used to think that was like with like we all want to be liked, and so then like you become a celebrity, like someone becomes a celebrity, and then the people who like you don't like you. They like the image of you, so it still feels empty. And I feel like that's why celebrities become depressed sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm getting this. I'm supposed to be. This is what I was aiming for, but I still don't feel it.
You know what I wouldn't be depressed about? Having a lot of money and not having to deal with bullshit. And people,
That is
like,
true.
condescending to you and just being
Dude,
fuckheads to you.
I agree with that.
Do you have clients who are assholes to you where you're like, hey, man, I'm your therapist, not your goddamn punching bag. Stop telling me I'm have a big dick. Stop telling me my dick is huge.
Oh, well, I do remember one time I go, and like, I always give this little like spiel about like if there's anything you don't like I encourage you to tell me, and someone goes, I don't like your hair, and I'm like, wait, I meant more about the therapy part, not me.
Goddamn,
Not specifically my looks, but
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. How autistic was that person?
generally people come like looking for help, so they're not going to be like mean, but if they are, I guess it means something else.
Damn,
You don't take it personal.
Were they in like mandated therapy, that person?
I think maybe I just wasn't being clear about like what I was saying. You could critique on. I mean, they could critique my hair. I don't know.
That's crazy.
But there are therapists who like really will look into that stuff. Like I remember I saw a therapist once, and he had these cool shoes, and I go, "Where'd you get your shoes?" And he's like, "Why are you so interested in my shoes?" And I'm like, "I'm not. I just wanted to know." And he's like, "Do you think about like my life often?" I'm like, "You know what, dude? Fine, fuck it. I don't want to know." Right? It's like just answer the goddamn question.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like a very classical psych thing.
Have you ever had to break up with a patient?
Not yet. But I do know people do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, you kind of have to. I've had a patient who kind of started to have feelings for me. And then you have to talk about that. But if the feelings become too intense, then you do have to break it off. Because
feelings
it gets
for you.
Yeah.
What was she saying to you?
Who says it was a she? No, it was a she. But I think it was just that, like, I may have been the first male to treat her with respect and listen.
Yeah.
And like that could become very confusing. But that's something that we talked about. Like just because I treat you with respect and listen doesn't mean that there's anything that's
we can be
regarding
we can
love.
be buddies. Yeah.
And so it actually turned out to be very important for setting boundaries.
Yeah.
But had she said like I can't do this because I'm too distracted, then you would have to break it off because it would be unethical otherwise.
Dang.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it's crazy, dude.
Mm-hmm. If only I did as well outside of therapy, right?
I think you're doing good, dude. You got nice socks.
That's true.
You know what's funny is sometimes our videos will like have like you can look at the analytics and you'll see like some weird tag of what like was having this video pop up, and we had one that was men in socks.
Hey, so I'm one of them.
Men in socks was a tag that came up on our podcast.
Yeah, meningitis.
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 Yeah, meningitis. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Now I'm getting it. Now we're on a roll. Yeah. Now I'm feeling comfortable.
Hey. Meningina.
Ooh.
Meningina?
Because it's only one.
It is only one.
Oh, sorry.
Don't make that shit
meningina.
plural. Don't make that shit plural.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Don't make that shit plural.
Meninginas. Oh, meningina.
Yeah.
Meninginas is plural, and I don't like plural.
Man vaginas.
Man vaginas.
Yeah, why when you say, no, mangina is singular.
That is true.
One man's gina.
What if
that also sounds like a book.
Guy had like a skin added to like the inside of his ass canal, so that there's like more skin in there to feel like a puss.
You asked what if? I don't know what if.
I wonder if it's possible or if it's been done. I don't think everything's been done yet, but I think everything will be done one day.
Yeah,
it's hard to be original.
Yeah, there's nothing new under the sun, you know?
Yeah.
Every premise is taken, every weird surgery is done.
Or there's like, I don't know the word for it. I'm sure you would have a nice word for it. But when our thinking, because I was raised around the same things and have the same background and influences, I might have the same thought and think it's original, or have the same original thought as someone else.
I think it's like collective conscience.
Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah.
Or collective unconscious. I'm not a young...
Cosmic syncopation is what my daddy calls it.
I'm not a Jungian.
Yeah.
A
Wait,
Jungian?
what? How young are you?
Oh, I meant like the psychologist who thought of the collective unconscious.
I don't, dude. I
don't know about it either.
Yeah, no, how old are you though?
36.
Oh, 36.
Oh,
okay.
shit,
okay.
dude. I thought you were like fucking.
12.
Yeah, you look young as hell.
I know.
Yeah.
Dang, that's good, dude.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Got that nice skin dick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that white skin.
So do you have any like crazy dating or sex stories? for us?
Crazy dating story. I remember I went out with a girl and it was a phenomenal first date. It was really great. And then we planned to see each other again like a few days later. And we saw each other again and it was another great date. So everything going... Sorry, I'm hungover. That was like a weird almost throw up.
Oh, shit. You all right?
Yeah, I'm great. I'm
It's
great.
a hiccup.
Or maybe it's just a panic attack thinking about this date. But anyway, finally we go back to my apartment and she gets a phone call and this guy's like, "Where the fuck are you?" And she's like, "Nowhere, I'm just out." And he's like, "Where the fuck are you?" I could hear her over the phone. And then like she's in the bathroom of my apartment like screaming on the phone. And I'm like sitting outside
You're
wondering,
like, oh no, this is going to be a scene.
I'm like, either the cops are going to come thinking that we're in some sort of fight or I'm going to get killed by some guy.
Yeah, some guy.
So eventually I go in, I'm like, you can't be doing this. Because in my apartment, I feel like the vents are connected to other apartments. Like easy to, and I'm like, we can't do this here. You have to leave. And then she like walked out and I never saw her again. But I think like I was...
You dodged a bullet there.
I dodged
Dude, you
a bullet.
did the right thing
Yeah.
because you could have picked up on the phone and be like, "Sup, bro, I'm about to fuck your bitch," and hang up.
Yeah.
So bro, just come in.
But it's almost like, you know...
Oh, sup, bro?
It was like being in a parking garage and like seeing a spot, turning in, and then there's like a little motorcycle, and you're like, "Oh fuck!" You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
It's like I was right there. I thought that was it. But yeah, it was wild. She kept a great secret, I guess. And I don't know how it was timed for right when we got back.
You don't want any part of that, dude.
No. It
That
was better
would've
I
came
knew then
looking
than
for
after.
you, yeah.
Yeah, but that was like right when I came to Florida. Another one was where a girl showed up. I show up looking just like my pictures on these dating apps, for better or worse. But like she showed up and it was a completely different person. And I remember we sat down at this bar. Yeah. We sat down at this bar and she ordered the this giant plate of like the messiest chicken wings I've ever seen. And she was eating and she's like, "You want one?" And I'm like, "No." And I was just like watching this go down.
You don't like to watch people eat, right? We
I
talked
don't
about
like
this,
to watch
yeah.
people eat, and I don't like the sounds of eating, and I don't like being tricked. So like it was just a perfect storm. And then and I just sat there and I just remember watching her eat chicken wings, fascinated about how does anyone think this is okay?
And there were 20 of them, and
Does,
she ate them all.
so-
Yeah, it was like a dozen. It was, and I didn't want any. I was just like so baffled. And those were like that was like when I first got to Florida. I'm like, I'm never gonna fucking make it here. There's just no way.
Wait, so where did you grow up?
In Boca.
Boca.
Oh, in Boca. So tell me where you... So you went from Boca to New York for a little and then back here?
Yeah.
And your family's here?
Well, my
or-
family was here, but we would go back and forth to New York.
Oh, dang, nice.
And then, so then I remember when I was little,
True Jews, dude.
What? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. True Jews.
True Jews. If you're not traveling between Boca, New York, and sometimes Israel,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you ain't Jewish.
That's true. But
I couldn't think of any other Jewish places, honestly.
actually, it's kind of a cool story about New York, which is
Yeah.
that like when I was little, I told you like when I was younger, I was very small. I always wanted guidance and like artistic guidance, etc. And I found this artistic mentor in New York named Sam Adequay, who's a great Ghanaian painter and artist. And I remember I was visiting New York, and I'm like, "Can I come like meet you?"
Mm-hmm.
And he let me meet him, and he became one of like the true forces in my life. And then through him, I kind of learned about the Strokes, which is a band, and then they instilled in me this love in New York, because he's related to them in one way or another. And so then I like New York became my life.
Yeah.
But this guy Sam Adequay is a modern philosopher. He made me everything I
Yeah.
am. He's incredible. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, so like through him, I tried to live through his kind of like teachings,
Yeah.
and and so New York became my place.
Did you go on Birthright ever? Or?
I did. I went on Birthright when I was 30.
When you were 30?
Yeah,
Okay.
we were like a pilot program for the 30-year-olds because it's usually for like 24-year-olds or something.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. What was that like?
It was I mean, it was cool to see Israel.
Yeah.
It was not as much of an indoctrination as I was led to believe it would be.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool.
What does that mean for someone like me?
What?
Joey doesn't know what
Oh, like I always heard that Birthright was trying to like push a certain agenda.
Oh,
Of
okay.
Israel.
Bring you here and be
Yeah.
like, hey, what do you think about our military? Like,
Yeah.
And you're
I
like,
didn't
"Wait,
find it
what?"
to be like that. I found it to be like very much like choose your own adventure. I went with a bunch of people.
You were 30, so maybe they feel like they can't do that to the 30-year-olds.
Yeah, that may be true. Yeah, that's probably true. They're like, if you can't serve in the army right now, like we're not going to try and push you. Yeah. But I went with a bunch of people from LA, and because that's just where the trip left from. Not for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that kind of like I could, if they were like East Coast Jews, I probably would have liked it a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's cool to see Israel.
If they were,
It's a beautiful place.
Are West Coast Jews like happier?
No,
or?
yeah, that's the problem. No, I think the LA contingent. I think just LA. They were very much entertainment oriented. I mean, I know we're doing comedy and shit, but like everything was like so. Like I worked on this video for Lil Dicky, and I was like, okay, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Bragging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A few of them were pretty cool, but I just don't think I fit in with the LA crowd.
East Coast Jews like brag about their like their jobs and their money.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the regulars. They just didn't wear enough black, I guess.
So speaking about how you're into the Strokes, are you into music? Do you play music at all?
Yeah, I could play the guitar.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. There's one video of me playing the piano.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dang, how long have you played music, or what got you into music? What's your shit? What made you jerk off, huh?
To the guitar?
Yeah, like when did you start playing guitar, but what got you into music? Who were your first?
I was just trying to move past. I think the first band was Sublime, probably. Or I think the first CD I ever heard was Billy Joel's Greatest Hits.
Okay, it makes sense. You're a New York folk Jew.
Once I heard Billy Joel, I knew the guitar was for me.
Yeah,
No, just
yeah.
kidding. He's a pianist.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. I don't know. I learned the guitar because
a saxophonist.
I think a cool kid in 3rd grade knew the guitar, and I'm like, I'm going to learn the guitar.
I don't think he plays saxophone. But
Who?
that's
Billy
Billy
Joel?
Joel?
No, I don't think
Plays
so.
the trumpet?
But yeah, the kid played the guitar, and I actually just saw him in a coffee shop recently. He was
Billy
a bully.
Joel?
No, this kid who I started playing
sorry.
guitar. Yeah,
The cool kid.
the cool kid who
Dang,
bullied
were you
me
like,
in
I'm
high
gonna get
school,
bullied?
actually.
And now works as
And
a
then I
barista.
see him, and I remember I saw him in this store, and I'm just like, that guy looks like an asshole. And then it turned out to be the guy.
And still an asshole. Do you
Still
think
an
he
asshole.
looks like he's successful, or do you think he's a loser now?
Oh, I don't. He looked like if like out of central casting for like an iBanker asshole.
I like
But the guitar.
I like when people become losers later in life.
Yeah,
I like to watch.
you're talking to one. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, who are you talking about?
I didn't even have to wait till later.
Started young.
But no, I played the guitar, and I think I pretended to like Jimi Hendrix when I was younger. Then I actually did like Jimi Hendrix, but
Yeah.
and I bought an American Strat and things like
What
that.
do you into these days? Because I go through phases where I get really into one artist, and then I go nuts with their shit, like just on repeat. I listen to everything they have for like a few months, and then I go on to the next thing.
Well, ever since I met Sam, the Strokes have been my band, and I've listened to like "Is This It" probably like 2,000 times, and then so they're my band. I think they're just the greatest, and then any side project that they do, I think, is the greatest. And I'm very specific. It's like them, Bob Dylan, a guy named Adam Green. It was another example of a guy I met who was just super nice and like for 5 minutes to me, and then like forever. He's my favorite.
Dang.
Someone just has to be kind to you for.
I'm not kidding. I mean, I think that's the smallest piece of PR that anyone can do.
Yeah.
Anyone who's not an immediate dick to me, I will be yours forever.
Yeah. I feel like it's interesting because with like Warren's Off the Cuff, we get to meet a lot of these comics that are like bigger or kind of on their rise up, and it's interesting to see like who's cool, and if they're cool, it's like, oh, I kind of like them a lot more
exactly.
now, or somebody I didn't really know much about or I had kind of heard of. I was like, oh, this person's actually cool. Like,
I remember I was at the Comedy Cellar. I mean, like at the bar, just like drinking, and I was listening to the comedians that they sit at a certain table.
Yeah.
And I remember listening to them and then thinking, wow, it doesn't change whether you're at an open mic or here. It's just a bunch. Everybody is, I don't know. They're all just like hoping for something else, and they're all just trying to crack jokes and one up each other. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like what we're doing here.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree.
You were saying recently when you were there?
Recently,
or?
yeah. I was just listening to them. I'm like, wow, it just sounds like an open mic, like outside.
Like us at the table out front being like,
just like, one guy's like, this guy just never puts me on his shows, and like, and this guy was at the Comedy Cellar, and he's like, this guy just doesn't put me on his shows, and I don't know why. And someone's like, yeah, he's like, he'll pick and choose, and maybe he'll get on one day. And it's like, these people are at where I think the top of the game is, and they're not being booked. So
there's still like political shit up there.
Yeah, and imagine that plus ego. It must be like.
And money. And,
yeah. But when they're nice to me, I like it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't take a lot.
It does not take a lot. It does not take a lot. Like, you guys are being nice to me, and I think I want to be friends with you.
Nice. I feel like a lot of people are like think we're so strange. Then when they come on the podcast, they're like, oh, they're actually not that weird. But Joey's a lot weirder than I thought he was.
Yeah.
I talk more here than I usually
I'm more in
do.
my head hoping that this is like going to be a successful podcast.
Successful.
I think it will.
I don't really listen to like podcasts in general, and I also don't know like.
Well, I think people are intrigued because by you because you don't always say a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're very mysterious.
Yes, unintentionally, but yeah.
Sex god, they call you.
Mm-hmm,
Sex
that's right.
god.
In certain circles. Yep.
Yeah, I heard that you hang out in Wilton Manors and those clubs.
Yeah. Why does it always come back to the gay areas?
I don't know, because that's where I know where those sex clubs
are. But I don't know. I just I just talk to the people that I'm comfortable with, I guess.
You remind me of a 90s a 90s love interest of like a sitcom.
Mm-hmm.
Like you come up and you get
like
it
the guest
through
star
the window, like the girl will be in her room, like the high school girl, and all of a sudden the guy shows up and he crawls through the window and he's like, "Yo, what's up, babe?"
Yeah, you're not the first person to accuse me of climbing up into girls' windows and peering in.
Really?
No, just kidding.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad to know I give off
believe
that
you.
vibe
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
It's like I could picture you in the bushes with a pair of binoculars,
Yeah.
like looking into people's
Peeping.
windows. Yeah,
Peeping.
but hopefully I'm more of like a Sam from Clarissa Explains It All. I'm not sure if you're too young.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We used to
You know that?
speaking of
Melissa
creeping,
Joan Hart.
we used to like just roam neighborhoods when I was in high school or maybe a little bit, maybe middle school. I don't remember, but we would like find people just like in their living room from their back window, just like sitting there, like watching a movie late at night. It'd be like, like 11 or 12. And we just fucking smack the window and run and scare these fucking people to death.
Between that and the shit eating, it's like, I don't know, seems concerning.
We should provide a lint roller post.
Oh, yeah.
I might have
No,
one
that's
laying
okay.
around.
But
Joe, do you know where we're at on time?
Let's see. We are at getting all these goddamn.
But
Almost an hour. Let's go a
Okay,
little
cool,
bit
cool.
longer because I derailed it with shit with work.
But yeah, I guess it's I'm just shy, and that seems mysterious, but it's just me being in my own head.
What did we say again?
I don't know. Where am I?
Therapists, They're just like us.
You just said
going
you
on?
said I think you said I was mysterious, and I was
Yes.
just saying that like I think it just takes me a minute to warm up,
You know what's funny?
or like
is
several months.
somebody
Yeah.
told me like 2 weeks ago, they were like, I don't know if you know this, but you're hard to read. And I was like, I'm hard to read? I feel like I'm like, kind of.
I get that too. Yeah, and I'm like I feel like I'm saying everything that I need to. I forget what someone once told me. They once told me that I just give the beginning, or I just give just enough information that is needed when I speak, and that makes it seem like I'm keeping something. But in my head, I'm giving all the information that's needed.
Yeah, no, I
But
just
they-
think
yeah.
that like sometimes you're a listener in conversation sometimes where
Yeah.
where you'll listen and you don't always like step in, like, and it's like it looks like the wheels are turning. You know?
Like, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, yeah.
He's diagnosing all of us.
I can see something like that in me. Yeah, and I think I might have like resting bitch face too. Yeah, like I'm just kind of like blank stare at people.
Boca New York face.
Yeah, that's right. It's all this Botox.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But mostly I'm just thinking, like, do people like me? It's nothing more.
That's like all of us. I feel
Exactly.
like. It's interesting when like
It just results in a vacant stare. What?
when people say that, like when people are like, "Oh, like I didn't think anyone else," like because like I'm like that all the time, where like I'm very loud and like whatever and all over the place, and I talk to a lot of people and whatever. But I'm also like everybody fucking hates me.
Right,
Like,
right.
it's
Me,
like-
I mainly like hate everybody. So I'm there and I'm just like.
So
I
you're the
actually
one who
hate
give
these
us this
fucking-
complex.
It's like,
Yeah.
why is my wife a comedian?
Right, exactly.
Fucking hate this.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm having a good time.
But yeah, it's just like I'm not thinking about anything except like, do they like me yet?
For when I'm hanging out with like you guys and comedians, it's probably annoying to some people. I try to not do it too much, but like to get you guys to laugh is fun for me because it's like if I can get them to laugh, it's like feels like an accomplishment.
Sure.
It's a comics comedy.
I'm
Yeah, that's
I
right, that's
only
right.
do comedy to comics when they're not trying to get it.
You're the guru that we all look to.
I sit there and I go, hey, does your butthole smell like purple?
That's good stuff.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, that's really
Which
good.
is,
I've
of
been
course,
saying that to
grape.
everyone's.
Yeah, what's that?
Which is of course grape.
Grape. That's right.
Purple
Grape.
is grape. Which
Purple
is
is
of
grape.
course. Now we're talking about a black one. No.
Oh shit, we're blocking out that word.
Yeah. This doesn't reflect my views, by the way.
This doesn't.
So
To all
what
you
el-
young fans out
what
there.
do we normally do that we haven't done yet? We've done music. We've done intro to comedy. Ghosts.
Now thinking back on it, like I'm like, oh man, I'm doing that thing where I'm just giving enough information this whole time. Do they like me? I'm like back to it.
What?
Give us your
Ghosts?
do you have
Yeah,
a ghost?
do you
Yeah, do you
have
have a
ghost
ghost
stories?
story? Or?
Yeah.
Oh no, you don't.
Yeah, I actually
You
have.
believe.
I have two stories that take place in the same place. Okay, so I have a friend in New York, and when I was moving apartments, I was staying in his parents' apartment, which was a big old townhouse. And I was in this one room, and I remember waking up in the middle of the night, and I see something in the corner, and I like rub my eyes, and it's still there. Then I rub my eyes again, and it's still there, and I was so scared.
What did you see?
It looked like sort of like Hanging Man, and I know.
Just like a dark shadow.
Yeah,
thing.
but like a shadow type thing.
Yeah.
And then I brushed it off, and it's like, okay, that couldn't have been anything.
You're like, I'm just going to bed. I'm
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was staying there again. I forget why. I guess I was moving again, and that's just where I'd go in the middle. And I was in the same room, and I remember I was sharing the room with my friend. So my friend was in the bed, and I was on the floor.
Yeah.
And I remember waking up in the middle of the night and seeing an indentation on the side of the bed, and just like feeling viscerally
Like
scared
eerie,
as fuck. Scared as
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah.
And it was the same room in the same place. And I tried to wake up my friend, and he like wouldn't wake up. And I was just,
You were freaking.
I
the
was
fuck
so
out.
scared.
Yeah.
And I forget how I went back to sleep. I probably just said, okay, it's nothing. But
Did you touch it? Were you like, what the fuck is
no,
this?
it was just so,
So
scary.
scary, yeah.
Yeah. And then I think I convinced myself it was nothing. But then same room, two weird things in the same room.
Yeah.
And that's the
Did you look
ghost.
up the history of that property?
Do you think
but I
you were
probably should.
dreaming? Do you did you actually try and wake up your buddy?
I do think I did try to wake him up. I don't think I think I was also half embarrassed to wake him up to say like, I
You're
think
like,
there's
"Bro,
a ghost
bro." Yeah, yeah,
at
yeah.
like 3 a.m. He'd be
Yeah.
like, dude, I'm trying to sleep.
You're
So I kind of was
32
like,
years
I was
old.
like, yeah, exactly. Exactly. And but those were two things where I was like, I'm convinced that there was a ghost in there.
Wow.
For it to happen
in
twice.
the old
but it might
house or what?
It was an old New York apartment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it was, but I mean, who knows? Maybe it was just me waking up in the middle of a dream, but I wouldn't stay in that room again. I'll tell you that.
I tried to
You're 32, dude.
Make
I'm
sense.
trying to sleep.
Oh, how old were you?
No, I think I was like 25, but still a little too old.
Doesn't
too old.
justify it much.
Too old to be waking up your friend to tell him you saw a ghost
During a sleepover.
during what's essentially already weird with two men sleeping in the same room. Yeah.
Yeah, it's better.
Do you
with,
see that?
It's
Do you
better.
see that?
Yeah, yeah.
Excuse me, but
Let's jerk off and then go to sleep.
I do believe
I
there's a ghost.
slept with two men in the same room for a fuck ton in college. Me and my buddy Fink. He was on the podcast. we were like in the same room for 2 years straight because I was dating long distance with Shannon for 2 years. And I was in the room with him, and I just was a fucking loser. Like, I wasn't trying to go out and meet girls, so I would just, like, always be at the apartment. So he would always come back after he was doing stuff with girls, or he would maybe bring people back. But we stayed in the same room for 2 years straight, and then 3 years together in the same room. But by then, Shannon was there, so I was, like, in her room a lot. So it was less of that, but it was just, like, two dudes. I used to wake him up with my boner.
Well, you used to have sex when Joey's roommates were sleeping.
There's a definite theme that runs through your life.
What is that?
Boners and shit.
Yeah, boners and poop.
shit.
I've definitely
That's Joey's
pooped on
comedy.
stuff.
That's his first album.
Joey used to do
Can I
like
talk about
all
rubbing
this.
poop on something if it's like been so long ago that I don't think I can get trouble for it anymore?
Yeah.
Sure.
So we took shits, me and my buddy, and then we rubbed it.
Very chill.
I lived kind of not far from my middle school, so I was in like maybe 8th grade because it was like when I first started like trying to like do bad stuff, smoke cigarettes or cigars, drink, and I wasn't doing the ganja then. I was too young still. I thought what was weird is I started drinking and I was like, drinking's not bad, but ganja's horrible, which was weird. And then I like
one's
tried
legal,
ganja,
one's illegal. At least back then, I could see you drawing that distinction.
Yeah, it was very like I had cop incidents with it in high school, but
Me too.
so we took shits in the woods not far from my middle school. Then we like brought it with bags and we like rubbed it all over the door handles to the school where everyone gets dropped off.
Damn, I'm not sure if there's a statute of limitations on
And
that.
all over the window and everything
Maybe.
like that. And then the next day we came in after the weekend, the shit was just still there. People were like touching it to get in the door, and it was on the door, and we were just like, fuck yeah.
Damn.
I don't even remember which friend it was that did that with me.
Maybe you were alone.
No.
Like a Fight Club sort of thing.
No. It was like the homies were
Maybe it was a ghost.
Yeah.
No, Joey's friends did stuff like that all the time because actually when I was a junior, Joey was a senior. Like some of my best friends everyone went to the same high school from middle school. So we went to middle school together. I went to private school, whatever. And so my best friends still went to high school with Joey, and so everybody kind of hung in the same crowd oftentimes. And one night I was not with them. I was hanging out with my friends from private school. But my friend was having a party, and one of Joey's friends shit in a bag and put it on my friend's front porch, and they were seniors in high school when they did that.
Was it just really boring where you lived?
It was.
Yeah.
Were there not a lot of
there was-
toys, so you had to play with your own shit?
There was
a lot?
nothing going on. There was nowhere to go. We'd go to
Yeah.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Our parents
Oh
would
yeah,
drop
was
us off
it
there.
in upstate New York?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Buffalo.
it's Western
It was
New
Buffalo.
York. Because
Yeah.
upstate, they
But outside
consider
of Buffalo.
Yeah.
outside of Buffalo.
So, but there was a lot of shitting. It sounds like.
A lot of shitting, a lot of naked stuff, a lot of wieners out.
Joey colored his dick green.
I colored my dick
For
green.
St. Patrick's Day?
Green eggs and ham.
Oh,
that
green
would've
eggs
been
and ham.
nice. Then one time I put black Sharpie on my tip too, and it burned.
Oh my god.
I didn't know it was gonna burn.
I think you
That's
owe an apology
blackface.
to whoever had to clean up that shit, by the way.
I'm sorry, whoever the person who had to clean it up, the janitor. I'm really sorry.
Imagine that day at work.
They probably didn't even know.
I
shit.
thought my job sucked.
They probably ate some. They were like, "Who put this fucking fudge on you?"
Yeah, they probably ate some. You're right.
Yeah. They probably
You
snorted it. They were like, "What is this heroin? It's dark and brown."
That is probably what happened.
Yeah.
Black tar poopy.
Yeah. She gets you high.
What started you on the road to putting Sharpie on your penis?
I don't know. I was
That's
trying
like
to,
true boredom, man.
I would
Yeah.
I was trying to impress my friends. I was always just doing
That
some
is really
crazy
impressive.
shit. I remember just one time being like, "Guys, check this out," and just putting glue in a bag and fucking huffing it.
Oh, you were that guy
And
at
then
the
we
party.
went to a Sense
Yeah.
of Smell
Yes.
concert after, and Foxy Shazam opened it. I'd never heard of Foxy Shazam. Have you heard of them?
No.
And they're alive, a crazy, a live experience is crazy with them. I don't know. I can't speak right now.
They're like
But
the Zoo Peculiar.
they're
Yeah.
Zoo Peculiar is like Foxy Shazam, and basically the singer with fucking amazing voice, light like a whole round of cigarettes in his face. He'd be like, "Who got cigarettes?" Everyone would throw them up. He'd light them all. He'd be smoking it. Then he'd eat them while he's singing on the keyboard shoulders. Just like, but they'd be so good and tight too, and like such great musicians. I don't think they tour anymore, but I was like seeing stars, dude. I was like fucking on the glue.
So you were the guy at the party.
I was on the glue.
You would like eat a sock if you thought somebody would look at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, more so just like fuck a sock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joey,
Fuck a pizza.
Joey was like fucked up and like took
would,
somebody's mom's like mink coat and like wore it around the house, being like,
That's not even like that fucked up. That's kind of like normal.
Yeah, on the list of
Yeah, on all the things I've done as a kid. We would just go through my friend's mom's dildo drawer.
She had a whole drawer.
Whole drawer.
I remember doing stuff like that at my friend's house. Like I was at his house and there was a barbell, and I remember telling my other friend, "Look how easy it is," and I put the barbell in the wall.
Yeah.
And I expected not to get caught for it. I was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember doing shit like that, just like going through a wall accidentally. And then everyone. One time I was with my buddy in his basement bedroom. He like had his bedroom in the basement. Know how like the ceilings that are all like it's a drop down ceiling, so it's like that shitty cardboard light drywall.
Yeah, I know
like,
that.
And in between there's the brackets that hold it. I'm just like sitting there. We were playing video games and we just hung out all the time. So I'm just sitting there, and he fucking like is like standing up on his bed, and he's like hooking something to the top of the bracket. And then he just puts it around his neck.
Oh my god!
And he just fucking jumps, and it like rips down the fucking ceiling of the like all the ceiling comes down to the drop down everywhere. Then we just hear like his stepdad being like, I'm not gonna say his name, but he's like, "Ah, what the fuck?" And he comes down, and then like. It's so hard not to say his name. It's like crying or something, and they like didn't get mad at him because they're like, "What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what did you like?" He's just like,
it's just too unbelievable at that moment to like be mad.
Yeah,
like,
and
what the
I was
hell
just
was
like,
this?
and
Right
he
in
was
front
like,
of
"You're
you?
going home." Yeah, right.
Oh
in
yeah,
front
it was
of me.
always weird when your friend's parents would yell at the friend, and you had to
Yeah.
just sit and like watch this.
Yeah, it's so uncomfortable,
more
and you
trauma.
feel like you're
Yeah,
in
well,
trouble.
I remember I had a friend.
why didn't you stop him? Joey's just like watching him like,
Well, it's like yeah.
He did it like randomly.
Well, I have a story kind of like that where I was at a friend's house. I don't know how much time we have, but like
we got time. bro.
I was at a friend's house and he was talking about robo tripping. We were like in 8th grade.
Keep talking. I'm just checking. something.
And so he drank a whole bottle of Robitussin and then threw it away in the garbage can in his kitchen. And he just starts turning bright red. Then his parents come home and they find it. And like, I'm so naive. I didn't know what the hell was happening. And then...
you didn't know that he did it. Like he
no,
did it
I knew.
secretly.
I didn't.
Oh.
No, he did it, but I was just kind of like passively watching because like, what am I going to do? And he got in really big trouble for it. And I'm just kind of standing there awkwardly while he's in trouble.
Yeah.
And it's always weird to like be there when the parents are yelling at your friend and you don't really know what to do. You're just kind of there. They blamed me for it, but
Same thing happened to me, and then my mom went at the dad, and the dad called me and apologized.
yeah, I remember the dad seething driving me home.
Yeah, same. Being like, he's blah blah blah's not gonna hang out with you guys anymore. Stuff like this
That
keeps
was
on
it.
happening every time he's with you. And
That's the
he's
same with
talking
me.
Shit to me. The dad's talking shit to me and my other buddy, and we're like, "Yo, he did it. He broke fucking." Oh shit! I gotta
Dude,
gotta
wait,
bleep something.
that's the same thing. I'm like, I'm not the one who drank a bottle of Robitussin here. So like, why are you blaming me? But I guess people want to be like, not my son, but this guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
keep in mind, I look like I
Deflection.
was 6.
Yeah.
You know, it's like what? Like I'm the one like pulling the puppet strings there. He and I did a lot of stupid shit, but like, I wasn't.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I did not drink a bottle of Robitussin there, and then I didn't see him for like 10, 15 years.
Yeah, a lot of parents will like blame the kids, but it's always the kids. If my parents were blaming other kids, I was blaming the other kids.
Yeah,
You know?
but that's wild.
I never really.
that we
My
have the same
parents
experience.
never blamed really, or not my friends, my brother's friends, but like I definitely like me and my friend we got caught stealing from Walmart. And like she was stealing too, like we were both stealing, like and it was not the first time either of us had done it, or had done it together, or had done it at Walmart, to be honest. And so, like it's like we grew up next to each other like 2nd grade through this was like the beginning of 11th grade, and then her parents literally like just like she didn't respond to me ever again, like until I saw her in person then like senior year or whatever. But
actually, it's weird that we have the same story because I remember the mom of the guy apologized to my mom in Publix or something. She's like, "Oh, sorry, we thought it was him. It wasn't him."
So with mine, real quick,
that ever happened to you? Do you ever get an apology?
from a
I guess you were actually stealing.
No, we were actually stealing, so it's like I was actually like oh, and then this one girl tried to claim this was crazy. This was after I got caught stealing at Walmart. I was stealing again with like some of my other friends, and there was a group of 4 of us. We were at the mall. I was friends with 2 of the girls, but one of the girls was like an acquaintance, kind of because she was friends with one of the other girls, pretty much. But I knew her a lot. We hung all the time, so we split into 2 groups. And so it was like my friend and one girl and me and this other girl. And we like were stealing some shit from like Urban Outfitters or whatever.
Wow, that's ballsy.
And we walk out the door and it dings. And I'm like, fuck. Like we had like stolen from other places like throughout the day and shit too. So I was like, fuck, right? And so like whatever, like the employee comes over and like swings my bag. My bag's good, swings her bag beeps. And so they're like, you're good to go, but she has to stay. And I was like, oh shit. And then like I was like, we got to get the fuck out of here. I called my other friends. I was like, yo, we got to get out of here now. Like we got to get out of here now. So like we left the mall. And I was like, yo, like she's not leaving with us. Like they're gonna call her parents. Like she's getting arrested. That's what's happening. Like I was like, this happened to me. I know that this is what's happening to her right now. And then she tried to say that I put something in her bag or whatever, but it was like that's ridiculous. My friends like I was like that's so ridiculous because like I had stuff from Urban Outfitters in my bag that I walked out of there with, like, and she must have like by accidentally took something that had a tag, but she told like my one friend that like, oh well, they had security footage of me putting something in her bag, which is like so ridiculous. They didn't even have cameras in like Urban Outfitters that like would like catch you. We did it also in the like, dressing room and whatever. So I was like, no, like none of that is true. Like, well, why would I do that? I had stuff. Like, why would I? And if she got caught, I thought I was gonna get caught because I had shit. Like, why would I put stuff in her bag when I was also? It made no sense. It made no sense.
It's a funny defense. It's like I didn't put anything in her bag. I stole it's all in my bag.
Yeah, well, it's like what? Like I didn't like pin it on her. Sure. But then they blamed me also too because she was black. So like the 2 girls were black, and then me and my other friend were white, and so we split like black girl, white girl. I didn't even realize that until like now. But like they kept her and they let me go.
Oh.
But that wasn't on me. You know, I'm like I'm like
profiling there.
I'm like I'm in 11th grade. I already had been arrested for stealing. Like, I wasn't going to be like, no, I'm going to hang around. I know I had shit from them in my bag. They told me to go. What was I supposed to do? Like, it's like, it's not like...
Yeah, like, no, I'll stay. I've done wrong as well.
Yeah, you know, like, if I wasn't stealing that day, then, like, maybe I would have been like... But I was stealing, and I knew the other 2 of my friends were out stealing at other stores, so I was like, yo, we all got to get out of here, or we're all getting caught.
Crazy.
Like,
man,
and then she wouldn't be around me, and that like that ended my friendship with the other like girl because she believed that like that was true, and I was like, there's nothing true about that. Like, what? Like,
I feel like I think I could be badass enough to steal, but as soon as I did it, like I feel like I would be so guilty. Like I would hear, like if I stole a shirt, I'd hear it like knocking on the door at night, like you know, like that Edgar Allan Poe thing where like. I would like feel it and like be so scared of getting caught that I would never be able to live a normal life again.
Dang.
That's crazy.
Just Jew anxiety.
Yeah.
I definitely
Jew-anxiety.
like. I was thinking that. I was thinking of how can I relate it to something sexual, but Jew-anxiety is good.
No,
Jew society.
I definitely used to like. I went through like a stealing phase in high school. Like that's what we did. Like, you know, like. We wanted all these clothes and makeup and shit like that. And, like, that shit's expensive. And, like, if your parents aren't, like, giving you fucking money to buy, like, all this makeup, it's like I had, like, like over $100 worth of makeup.
You guys are like Bonnie and Clyde between the shit smearing on the walls and the stealing here.
Yeah.
The
Tearing
greatest
up the
criminal duo
town,
in the
yeah.
world.
I would say we should hit the road and we'd be fine. We just go town to town shitting and stealing.
Yeah,
everything they have.
you would steal a shirt and the calling card would be like
I would
smeared
distract
shit on
them with the
the
shit. They'd be like, "Wait, this person's stealing," it. And I'd be like, "Wait, actually, I'm smearing shit all over my own head."
Yeah.
And they'd be like, "Whoa, what the fuck is this? Let's get this guy out of here."
You'd be
first."
like a perverted
Shannon would sneak
version.
away, and I'd be like, "Just kidding. It's not shit.
Yeah.
Just kidding. It is shit." And
It's
then
like
eat it.
from Home Alone where they'd turn on the water in whatever house they stole from. Only yours would be
Yeah.
smearing shit on the
the
walls.
shitty bandit.
Right.
Yeah, so that would be you and I'd be the other.
Yeah, you'd be Harry and you'd be Marv.
What are they? Sticky bandits?
Yeah, you'd be the stinky bandits
Stinky.
Stinky.
because of the shit.
Stinky bandit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Look at Joey thinking.
and sticky because you stick things to walls.
Bandicoot. Bandistick.
Oh my
Bandicoot.
God, Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was such a fucking good game.
that was a
That
great
was
game.
such a good game.
It's crazy to think how far technology has come since like we were kids. You know, we lived through like all of those like dial-up internet.
Think of someone who grew up seeing the Wright brothers and then watching someone land on the moon. I mean,
If someone did land on the moon,
True.
We don't know that.
twoo.
We don't know that.
Well, this is to appeal to our Republican audience. Did
Yeah.
they really land on the moon?
Yeah,
I don't know if we even can get into space.
I don't even know if there is a moon.
Because the vortex.
Yeah, we're gonna fill out Joey's ballot together. I'm
I
gonna tell
don't
Joey
know
what
if
to
this-
fill out.
I don't even think I'm alive. Am I alive?
Whoa, good point, dude.
Yeah. Am I you? Are we?
I feel like we're a bunch of
Are we?
like stoner high schoolers. Like, how do we know we're alive, bro?
Yeah.
And someone else is like, good point.
How do you know what colors really look like? Are we all seeing the same colors? Joey's colorblind, so he's not. But that makes me think about colors a lot more. Like, are you seeing the same blue that I'm seeing? Because like, our cones have to be varied in some way or another. Where like we're not all seeing the same shade of the blue that we're seeing
Yeah,
as blue.
What do you think happens when we die? What do you think? For a therapist, what do you think about death?
I have not thought enough about it to be
Really?
philosophical.
But-
Yeah.
I feel like everyone thinks about it every day.
No,
How
I
do you not
see-
think about it every day? Be like, what if I died? What would happen?
My
don't
mind
know.
is really fucked up.
Not really.
Because as a scientist, I have like such a a weird view on what the circle of life is and what reincarnation in a sense is, because like I feel that our bodies, when we die, and our body breaks down into the soil, and the soil feeds the like insects that feed, you know, like and we are, and energy is not created nor destroyed, right? So the energy of a body doesn't end, but it's reabsorbed.
But what is
into
the soul and the
cycle.
experience that we're experiencing now? All the knowledge
I would
we have,
guess-
does that just dissipate into nothing and we just go to rest?
I would guess that it's kind of like last night at like you didn't realize you were sleeping. It was just kind of like this black period.
Yeah.
Like you can't even remember it if you tried. Maybe like that. I don't know.
That'd be the nicest thing, because honestly, having to live more lives and do all that sounds a lot of work. I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to ascend. How about I descend? Send me to hell where I'm just a cat fucking laying on shit.
Also-
It's starting to spiral. He's like, oh my.
Also,
God,
I mean, if you
God,
got to
God.
heaven and then like you also had to find your own social circle and everything like that, it's just like more of this sort of shit, you know? And heaven must be crowded
I think we're gonna have to live
because
a
everyone
lot of
who
lives.
died goes there.
I think we're like gonna shoot to a portal to another life, to a baby.
I had a dream once that I was in a basement and I met Elvis and he was sitting at a desk and I go, "Hey Elvis, what is being dead like?" And I remember he goes, "It's pretty cool. You get to relive your best moments of your life over and over as if it was the first time." And I was like, "Oh, cool."
I can just
But
rewatch
only
my.
those moments. It's gonna get.
That's what he said
eternity
in the
of those
dream.
moments?
That's what he said in the dream. I don't know.
Oh, it
I
was a
can-
dream.
I
It
can
was a
just,
dream. Yeah, I didn't really meet Elvis.
So you don't think about it. It doesn't eat you away at night.
No, I guess
You
I
don't
wonder
wake
what's-
up and go, "Oh my god, what happened if I didn't wake up?"
No, I wake up and say, "Oh shit, what's gonna happen tomorrow?"
Oh, are you a worrier?
Not so much anymore, but yeah.
Yeah. When did it stop? When did it get less? Because I'm in peak worry of my
It
life.
got less in the very recent history of my life.
Really?
I was a
And
worrier
was it
for
a
a very.
change? Was it a relationship? Was it a big ass dick that you started to get in your pants?
Well, I've always had that,
yeah.
but I think it. Oh no, it's not that I had a big. It's that I am a big dick.
Oh,
I see. Yeah, no, that's the difference. No, I think it's that. No, I think I just like started to get my shit together, and I think that took away a lot of the anxiety.
Oh.
Yeah, like starting to
The
really put things in
undercause.
place. Yeah, because like I said in the beginning, I think like my anxiety was not about like whatever I was worried about, but not having my shit together. So fixing that took care of the rest of the anxiety, and then I don't really focus on that. Yeah.
Interesting.
Dang. What did you have to take care of?
My job, I guess.
Do
Finding a
you
job.
see a therapist as well? Do you like do therapists see therapists?
No, I
Is that
see this.
normal?
It's like she's a Mexican woman. She's in Mexico. She's like a mystic.
Oh, she just like
Yeah.
jerks you off.
A mystic.
No, it's over the internet. So.
Oh, okay.
a mystic. What's
Well,
that
she's not.
even
She's
mean?
like not a mystic quite, but she's just like a very worldly woman. I think she might be a therapist in Mexico. More like a
She's like,
coach.
listen here, man. Let me tell you what you're gonna do.
right, and a perfect
What?
Mexican accent.
Let me tell you what you're gonna do, my
That's
darling.
a Jamaican.
Yeah, that's
accent,
a Jamaican.
No,
what?
this is not. This is Bohemian, darling.
Yeah.
All right, that's. Sorry.
So that's who I see, and she helped me a lot. I haven't seen her in a while because I haven't needed to, but she got me on the right path. And then I speak to Sam, the artist, and he sets me right, and I reread his books, and then that helps me.
Wow.
But really, just getting my ducks in a row was the.
Wow.
But I am a worrier because I'm getting text, and then I constantly feel like someone's yelling at me. But
Oh, you got a
it's
lot
a
of
client.
texts.
It's a client.
yeah, okay,
Is it clients?
no.
Now,
I have
anything,
that work
anything you
stress.
want to plug? Joe, are we gonna get this out on Monday, or is that gonna be possible for you?
I don't know. Unless I can finish it today, we'll see. 'Cause I don't know.
Well, I'm on.
Oh.
I think one of your shows,
Oh yeah.
so I'll plug that.
Maybe not by
Give
Monday.
me my phone.
You could find me on ZocDoc.
Zoc.
Follow me on ZocDoc and Psych Today.
Yeah. ZocDoc.
Sock where the pussy gets rocked.
Right.
Sock
Now I think I'm
doc,
kicked off.
The pussy gets rocked. About the sock of the dick that I block and the pussy
Yeah, what do
gets
we
socked
got?
and the
We got
pussy
in
gets
November.
rocked and the-
I'm on something of yours.
By the time this comes out, for sure, I've got a bunch of different stuff coming up. November 8th, that's Legendary Laughs in Plantation. I'll be hosting. What's up? The 9th, I'm producing, not performing, but at Barrel of Monks, we got a good show going there with my buddy Ryan Panucci.
The man.
Yes, we've got. I'm at Red Light on the 10th.
The man, the
At the
myth.
speaker.
Oh, I
Be
think
on the
I was
10th.
supposed to be
Are you doing one of
on the
those?
first, maybe? I don't know.
One of
Oh, that was
those?
yesterday, so nope.
Whoops. Laughs at the Blue Dog, November 14th with our friend Jared Stein.
Oh, that's
here.
where I will be. Okay.
November 15th, come out to my really fun show I'm doing with Eric Graff and Casey Graves, Riff Roulette. That's going to be on the 15th.
Oh, I think someone said I could get a spot at Sad Man's tonight. If
Oh,
there's
nice.
room. So
Nice.
there's that.
Master Debaters.
Oh,
You get
wait,
it?
I know.
Master Debaters.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
doing that November 20th. And then November 22nd, I'm at Grandview Market. Check me out.
It's a great show.
Check me out. Follow the podcast. Follow Jared Stein at the fake Jared Stein.
The fake Jay Stein, that's right.
Fake Jay Stein. You know what's funny is
I really should just
I was
switch
telling
that.
Joey, I was like, oh yeah, look up his Instagram. I think it's something like the real Jared Stein or something like that. And then he looked it up and it was like, oh, the fake Jared Stein. And then I was like, well, close enough. I was
Yep.
close enough there,
That's just how clever I am.
Anything else to plug that you got?
No, not really.
Where did I put this thing?
I'll be on the Thread Count podcast.
Red Count Podcast. That's the real plug.
That's the real plug, right?
I gotta get my Lyriocos. We got a song for you. We're gonna tuck you in. I don't know. I think you're familiar with
Sure.
this aspect of our clips online.
Do I need to hold this microphone or can I just listen?
You can listen. You can.
You want me to take your drink?
Yes, sure.
Thank you for being on.
Thank you for having me. I hope I was entertaining.
There was a lot to discuss, so we'll definitely have to dig deeper next time and get into that.
I could be back. That's
get
great.
into that silly mind of yours. That silly little.
You're gonna have me back?
You're gonna have me. Well.
Oh, you already wrote the song?
Oh, we write the song.
Oh, I thought it was ad-libbed. Okay.
Ad-lib. Look at that.
That'd be nice, but
No.
Motherfuckers calling me. Motherfuckers
It's
are
not that
always
easy
calling me.
to harmonize if you don't write.
So
it
do I
ahead of
just
time.
sit here and
I gotta
smile
show-
awkwardly?
I got a show to.
You feel.
Okay.
You let it feel.
I'm just gonna go
However
on.
you
I'm gonna
feel.
go on my phone,
Yeah. Somebody take a video one time.
like a backstage look.
backstage.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
All right, so
Let's
follow
get this
me,
over
Shannon
with.
Says Shit. Follow Joey at Joe_Y_Mason. Follow Jared at the fake J Stein. Check him out November 14th at the Blue Dog in Boca Raton, my show. And follow Thread Count. Like us, subscribe. Give us a review. Are you watching on Spotify? Review it on Spotify. Leave a comment. Fucking help our algorithm. Help us. All right.
Hey, I got a show with Sandman Sleeps November 15th at the Peach for Women, I think. It's either that or the 16th. Check out
Peach for
Sandman
Women?
Sleeps. Yeah.
What's that mean?
It's for women. We're all going to be women. All right.
It's for women. Your band is for women.
We are.
Okay.
so I guess I'll just watch.
And
Yeah.
boys.
Okay.
Thank you for
It's
being
time
on,
for you
brother.
to watch now,
We love that
sir.
sweet. We love that sweet stuff you got.
Thank you.
Sweet boy. All right.
Jared Stein, he's a gothic sexy guy. Jared Stein, you know Jews don't eat the swine. What's on your mind? Let someone ask you this time. Do you feel okay? Do you know 401k? Jared Stein, he doesn't like the number 9. Jared Stein, we caught him with a bacon run. Jared Stein, I think it's past your bedtime.
Thank you for being on, Jared.
That
Thank
was
you,
so
Jared.
nice. Thanks. That was the nicest thing anyone's ever done. Okay. Oh God. You've all seen this, right?
All right. Thank you for tuning in. Talking with us next time.
Help.
Sorry, bro.
That's okay.
She made me.
That was great.